y'all. Come
Yeah,
on
yeah,
in,
yeah.
ask me any questions if you have them. This one, I know I always say they're going to be pretty quick, but this one's pretty quick because I don't have a lot of stuff left. But if you guys have questions, it will be a little bit longer, but that's always good. You know, I love to answer questions. I'm just making sure I got all my stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, we're done there. All right, you didn't talk about what you're wearing.
Oh yeah. Tonight I had the majestic behavior hoodie on tonight, and which is a local clothing brand in Baltimore. So, I encourage everybody to support your local brands, and it's super huge to keep the black dollar circulating.
Where did you
So,
meet this vendor?
this was oh my goodness, this had to be like episode in the 80s maybe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, yeah, yeah, episode in the 80s, and then they had body butters, and so I was blessed with the hoodie. So it's always good when I get to share the experience physically. When I interview somebody, so it's all good. It's all
All
good.
right. Love it, love it, love it. All right, y'all. So I'm getting my notes up here. I'm going to refresh one more time on Facebook. If it doesn't work, I can't let it keep y'all. I'm already late. So I'm trying to get it together for you. But if it's not going to work on Facebook, I don't want to hold us up
Yeah,
anymore.
it's all good.
So,
It'll.
yes, like he said, it'll be part two. I'm going to keep trying as I'm going through. So, I'm going to go ahead and just get started. My name is Tynesia Evans. I own One Brilliant Body Functional Nutrition and Wellness, where I teach you how to use the signs, symptoms, disorders, and diseases of your body to get to the root cause. And then we heal it with food, nutrition, and it's called lifestyle medicine. I want to help you understand how to master your body, how to actually understand the divine communication that's happening with your body, even when it doesn't feel so good. So there's always a communication or communicative relationship that's happening with your body, whether you like it or not, whether it feels good or not. So I'm challenging you all to not just silence your symptoms. If there's pain, try to figure out where it's coming from. Try to remove whatever is stimulating you or overstimulating you. Yes, I get it. Nobody wants to hang out with a headache, but maybe you're thirsty. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you're taking on too much. Maybe you need to take a rest. It can be a lot of other things that you don't have to go straight to pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceuticals are highly toxic to your beautiful and brilliant body. I tell you guys that all the time. Now, no, there's not some big horrible conspiracy going on to kill you, but I promise you there is a conspiracy not to necessarily keep you healthy. It's not in their best interest to keep you healthy. So there are a
Yeah.
lot of things that are made that are called health substances, that are called healthy options, and they are not healthy for your body. Okay, they'll make
Mm.
you feel better. They'll silence your symptoms. They may distract you. They may get you addicted to something else, and they're not necessarily beneficial for the type of relationship you desire for your body. Now,
Mm.
that brings me to one of my first brilliant body rules, I guess. Maybe that just started some historic moment now. Brilliant body rules. So, what I want you to do is understand or learn or identify what the core values are for you in your brilliant body. What do I want to do in this body? What do I want to accomplish? So it's Sunday. Sundays are always wonderful and sacred. It's the beginning of the week. You do something special for yourself. You indulge. Some of us praise, all that good stuff. But the truth of the matter is, we always think of Sunday as a self care day, right? No matter who you are, no matter where you are.
Hmm.
Even if that self care means you just hang out with the kids on the couch, even if that means you don't rush up to make breakfast, you just kind of chill for a little bit. You kind of take time to take care of yourself. That's exactly what I want you to begin to understand and do. That's what we're doing here. I want to help you understand how to take care of yourself. I want you to
Hmm.
understand how to create wellness for yourself, wellness as a skill set. Okay. So, not just the hashtag, oh, I'm at the park or I'm at the beach with my mimosa, but a conscious taking care of yourself. What does my body need from me? Am I eating as well as I could be? Is my body needing more nourishment from me? Do I have some diagnosis or responses that I don't necessarily like? And what can I do to resolve them instead of just
Yeah.
ignoring them, instead of just silencing them? So that brought me to the subject of what we're talking about for the past a week now. It's going to be this our second week. Hypertension. 45% of you all that are going to watch this or that are watching this now have hypertension.
Mm.
Another 24% of you have hypertension and it's undiagnosed or it's uncontrolled, which means you are headed straight for chronic diseases, which could shorten or end your life. So I want you all to take this very seriously. Hypertension is a communicative response of inflammation in your body.
Mm.
It is. I know it sounds scary. I know it's some big fancy word. I know as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, this is it. This is the big one. I'm over. This is it. I'm going to die. So I don't want you to think of it that way, because sometimes, unfortunately, that's the way it's delivered to us. It's either delivered to us in a way that was doom and gloom and you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. Or in my case, I told you guys, I was blown off. I was told, you have high cholesterol, drink more water. It's just elevated. Excuse me?
Yeah.
And like I said, I was 19, 20 years old. And I was like, wait, what does that mean? What am I doing? I was sitting there trying to figure out, okay, how did that happen? And how come
Yeah.
you're not explaining to me why that happened? So as a medical professional, I want to understand, why are you not explaining to me how this happened, what I did or didn't do to create this in my body, and how can I actually heal it? One of the mistakes that we make with our medical professionals, let's say doctors in particular, because it's not all medical professionals, doctors are
Mm-hmm.
not healers. Okay. This is no shade, you guys. Doctors are not healers. They diagnose you and they treat you. So they give you information so that you can become your own healer or identify a healer to help you. So I want you to put them in their proper place, because it's going to allow you the opportunity to feel empowered, to not misuse your relationship with your medical professionals.
Mm.
So doctors are not healers, okay? They can help you to heal. They can give you the information and you make the decision so that you can heal your body, but they are not
Yeah.
going to help you heal, because a lot of them don't know how to do that naturally. Naturally is always best, you all. It just is. So I want
Yeah.
you all to think about this. Your body was made from elements and all of the brilliance of this earth. There's healing, is a biblical scripture. There's healing in the earth. There's healing in the land, which means you're made of this land. You're made of this earth. So there's healing in your body. The body is
Yeah.
self-healing. It truly is. But we're not taught that it's self-healing. And then even, that video that you sent me, the pharmaceutical industry, the FDA industries, those are businesses, industrialized businesses. They're designed to make money. They're
Yeah.
designed to create need. They're designed to keep you coming back. They are designed to serve a consumer. If there's no consumer, they will create a consumer to serve. So the
Yeah.
way they create consumers to serve is by putting things in our food that are going to make us addictive, creating certain, colors that create hunger inside of us. Guys, look up the restaurants. Why are they all kind of red and yellow, right? Those are hungry colors. They induce
Mm.
hunger inside of us because we're all human. Remember, I told you guys that. So there are certain things about marketing. There are certain things about consumerism that we are not necessarily privy to if we're not in those environments. And we kind
Yeah.
of fall into the trap and then we lose ourselves, right? So then we're thinking like the way I thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? I made myself sick. Like, okay, you told me that. How do I fix it? And her response was, drink more water.
Mm.
How does that help me? What exactly does that mean? And what is high cholesterol and where is it? And can you tell me where it is in my body? Can you show me a picture? Can I get a PowerPoint, right? So that I can
Yeah.
understand what exactly happened and I can map my way back to trying to reverse it. But that wasn't an option. That wasn't an option that was given to me. And that was very, very frustrating to me, because I was at the beginning of my studies. So of
Mm.
course I went straight into, I thought I was going to medical school initially. I did. That's a long story. Watch another video, you guys. So I started like, oh, okay, good. I could be my patient. Like, how do I start? This is a doctor. She can help me. And then that was one of the few, I can't say few, one of the many moments in my life that I realized maybe this isn't what I want to do, because she's
Yeah.
not even offering me a solution. She just diagnosed, right? And was offering me a treatment plan. That treatment plan didn't include anything natural. It didn't include helping me to understand why my cholesterol was elevated. And it didn't allow me the opportunity to learn about natural modalities in order to heal my body,
Yeah.
because it wasn't given to me in a way that made me understand that my body was either inflamed or suffering from some type of illness. She just kind of presented it to me as, well, it happens. you're African American female, you're in your early 20s. This is what happens to y'all. And that's kind of how I felt like it was presented to me, which was really frustrating. So I didn't
Yeah.
have anyone that I could talk to in my family because they were all clueless too. A lot of my family members had had hypertension or high cholesterol. At the time, you all, I was vegetarian. So I don't want you all to just think like vegan or vegetarianism automatically leads to healthy. So
Yeah.
these are things that I really want you to begin to consider. I heard I'm on Clubhouse now, y'all. Come in and listen on Wednesdays at lunchtime. We talk a little bit more in depth about these, and I also can answer a lot more questions. But I was
Yeah.
in a Clubhouse group, and there's such an extreme dogmatic desire for people to be like, oh, I'm just going to be vegan and everything's going to be fine. That's not the truth. I'm telling you, that's not the truth. Your body is brilliant in the way that it was
Yeah.
created. My body is brilliant in the way that it was created. And both of us cannot thrive on the same nutritional profile. The things that my
And
body needs, go ahead.
no, I was going to say one thing too to add is that a lot of times when people say vegan, they're just talking about a lot of processed
Absolutely.
food. They're
Absolutely.
not talking about whole foods,
Yes.
spinach,
Yes.
and just raw life food. It's just
Yes.
like, okay, how can
There's
I
an absence of
substitute?
animals. Yeah.
Yeah, how can I substitute this burger? Let me
Yes.
go get a
Yes.
processed burger
Yes.
just to say I'm not eating meat. And
Yeah.
so, like when you talk about the skill set, the skill set comes in to say, okay, I have this toolbox. Now I
Yes.
know what my body needs
Yes.
versus just trying to substitute something that's just as bad because it's processed.
Right. So what we're actually doing, you're absolutely right. Thank you for sharing that. So what we're actually doing is we were taught to eat horribly. Standard American diet, you guys, I don't care what you say, it's horrible. It's not good for us. It's highly processed. In other countries, they look at what we eat and they're like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
why is that okay for you all to eat? So then we decide, oh, okay, I'm going to be vegan or vegetarian. And all we do is recreate the standard American diet with processed foods to mimic
Yeah.
what we were eating that was processed in our standard American diet. So this is what I'm telling you, vegan or vegetarian, paleo, keto, all of that stuff. No. I'm telling you all, it's not going to work, particularly because they're focused on being diets. Diets are never going to work. The word diet, I tell you guys this all the time, and I'm never going to stop. The word diet actually means way of life or way to life, which means what works best for me, what I should be eating, what I should be consuming, what I should be nourishing my body with in regards to my dietary needs are going to be different than yours. So it should bring me life, just like what you eat should bring you life. So you
Yeah.
each of us has an indicator in our bodies that works, that doesn't work, right? That feels good, that doesn't feel good. That creates heartburn, that doesn't create heartburn. This creates inflammation in your body, this doesn't create an inflammation in our body. What we tend to do in our society is, I have heartburn, let me take these antacids, not let me not eat this food anymore, right?
Yeah.
Or I have a headache, let me take these medications or these drugs, or let me be diagnosed with chronic migraines or whatever, instead of, hey, can you check my brain function? Am I getting enough fatty foods in my diet? Am I getting
Yeah.
enough omegas in my diet? Can you check my blood work and make sure I'm good? None of that happens. It's you've had 6 headaches out of this month, so that must mean you qualify for the migraine group. So
Yeah.
I'm going to diagnose you with chronic migraines, and I'm going to give you these medications, and you'll take them for the rest of your life. But there was never a root cause analysis, which is an understanding of why your body is having these types of headaches. Why is this the response that's going on in your body? It could be something, guys, I hate to say this, but it can be something as simple, because I've worked with clients, it could be something as simple as a gluten sensitivity or a gluten allergy. But now you're on medication for the rest of your life because you didn't know the questions to ask, and your medical professional didn't give you the option to say, hey, let's figure out maybe where these headaches are actually coming from. A lot of them because they don't know, but also they don't have the time. I've told you guys before, we don't get a lot of time with our medical professionals, right? We spend more time with the nurse or the nurse practitioner while they're trying to get all the information to give to the doctor, who's going to run in there real quick. Hey, you good? Any questions? No, you good? Okay, it looks like you have migraines. I'm going to go ahead and diagnose, and then I'm going to prescribe this, and then I'll see you in a year, right? So you don't actually get a chance to have a conversation. So it's super duper frustrating that now you're all of a sudden, yes, now you're all of a sudden on medications. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening to you. And then you're prescribed toxins. You're just prescribed toxins. Instead of what the truth of the matter is, if you reduce your toxicity, you'll probably not have the headaches. You probably wouldn't have the chronic migraines. And then people who have them for long terms, like 10 years, and they've always had chronic migraines, there's something else going on. I want you all to know that. So Pope just brought up an amazing point. So a lot of people who have blood clotting issues or heart issues or even hypertension are told, oh, you know, don't worry about it. Take an aspirin, take a baby aspirin every single day as a proactive measure. Absolutely not. Why is it a proactive? Why is that a proactive measure?
Yeah.
But explaining to me how my nutrition works in my body is not a proactive measure. So these are the things that I want you to begin to understand. This is wellness as a skill set. The wellness as a skill set, not only am I going to teach you what to do, I'm also teaching you what not to do, right? Because if your doctor says, hey, B, I know you're dealing with A, B, and C, I need you to take an aspirin a day. Your wellness skill set says, hey, that's only addressing my symptom, not my root cause. No, thank you, right? So that's your wellness skill set still working for you. So your wellness skill set is not only, no, there has to be a better way. Your wellness skill set is also saying aspirin is for pain. Okay, that's only going to silence my symptom. Okay, so we're still not addressing the root cause. Okay, no, that's not what I want to do because I want to focus on root cause. So this is what I want you to begin. I want that light bulb. I want that brain to get strengthened. When you learn something new, we get wrinkles in our brain. So I am intending to wrinkle up all the wellness side for you because I want you to understand how to take care of your brilliant body. Okay, we are running out of power on one of these machines because I want you to understand how to take care of your brilliant body. So let me log in on here.
Yeah, and that's a great point, right? Because it's one of those things where, like you said, that the new skill set is the process of elimination. Because when you go to the doctors, you know, like you said, if you use them as a guide instead of the final word, and especially in our community, we view them with the white coat as the final word. I mean, you have some people, you go to the doctor, and if the doctor say this is law, that's everything to them. That's it.
Unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, because we need to advocate for ourselves. We need to begin to understand. Hold on, just in case you want to cut this part. We need to begin to understand that these brilliant bodies belong to us. I want you guys to, I know that sounds like, what are you talking about? Of course they do. Yes, but I want you to take ownership of your brilliant body. This body is yours to experience how you choose to experience in the world. Further than that, I've told you guys before, I'm a believer. I love the Lord. It's God for me. Y'all can call it source or universe or energy or whatever you want to call it. It's God. It is what it is. He wasn't making extra people. He didn't just put you down here. You didn't just slip through the cracks. You didn't get in the back door. There was a conscious decision in making you. There was a conscious decision in creating you. There was a conscious decision in the things that come natural for you. For me, it's talking about health and wellness. It's always been beautiful and wonderful and amazing for me. For you, it's something else that's going to contribute to this world. With that being said, I need you to understand that your brilliant body is a vehicle to allow you the opportunity to deliver that brilliant gift, whatever it is. So what you need to understand, while we think that there are principalities outside of here and there and the other, the true principality is not understanding how to preserve this body to allow you the opportunity to deliver your gift, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't deliver your gift, then whatever enemy you believe in is like, good, whew, got her in and out of here without sharing that. So that's good. 1 point for me. Yep. So I want you all to begin to understand you have to deliver this gift. I mean, you do have a choice. I hope you deliver this gift. We're on the earth at the same time. I really want to see you deliver your gift because I'm sure it benefits me. We're put here at the same time. But understanding how to deliver your gift means that you have to understand how to preserve this brilliant body, how to nourish this brilliant body to allow you the opportunity to deliver this gift. Okay? So that was a huge light bulb even for myself, because I grew up, I wasn't sickly, but I just didn't feel good. I told you
Yeah.
guys before, I was constantly constipated. And even in hospitals, they really think it's no big deal. They'll give you some laxatives and then kind of send you on your way. And honestly, it sucks. Like, nobody wants to be on laxatives for the rest of their lives. Nobody told me there were going to be long-term side effects for laxatives. So I
Mm.
wasn't getting enough nutritional density, which caused me some dental issues. And of course, yes, I could take care of them. It wasn't a huge deal. I didn't have like heart issues as a result of it. But still,
Yeah.
everything affects something else. And if they're not giving the information you need to make the correct decisions, in my case, my mother, they didn't give her the information that she needed. She was just bringing me to the hospital. Hey, you guys said that this was good and she's dealing with it again. Can you do what you
Yeah.
did last time? And they did. But nobody ever went deep enough to say, hey, baby, what are you eating? Mom, what are you
Yeah.
feeding? What are you feeding her? What do you guys traditionally eat at home? How many times a day do you eat? How much water are you getting? That would have led me to understand. I got there myself and I was supposed
Yeah.
to, which is fine, you guys. I'm good. But I want you to think about this. Nobody ever sparked it inside of me because I would have probably have understood it at an earlier age. But eventually I got to the point where, okay, when I eat that, my stomach hurts. So I'm going to stay away from that. When we have
Yeah.
this holiday and Grammy makes that meal, I'm only going to eat this part of that meal because at the end of the night, last time I was in a lot of pain. So for
Yeah.
me as a child, through process of elimination, I began to understand what worked for me and what didn't. But
Yeah.
had there have been a conversation about that, I would have come to that maybe a little bit faster. So this is the wellness skill set I want to gift to you all. I want you to begin to understand about your body. So the
Yeah.
same way one wellness skill set that I right now is being misused is whether or not to vaccine. Guys, you need a nutritional strategy either way. And I
Yeah.
constantly tell people that, are you taking the vaccine? Are you doing? Oh, I'm not doing it because of this. But you're sitting up there and you're eating fried chicken and hamburgers and cookies and cakes and cereal, and you're already in enough danger. You're creating an opportunity for inflammation in your body, whether you take the vaccine or not. So these are the
Yeah.
types of things that I want you to begin to understand. If you choose to take the vaccine, you need a nutritional strategy. If you choose not to, you still need a nutritional strategy because your body needs to be supported either way. Because the whole reason that immunizations were created was to mimic what your immune system naturally does. So, you
Mm.
guys, your body is brilliant. I want you to begin to understand that. I know we're supposed to be talking about hypertension, but this is what is drawing me right now. So maybe y'all need this. But please understand that it's not supposed to be fear based. It's not supposed to be something that makes you run out of fear in order to just do something. You need to remember, again, I'm going to say it, whether you choose to take a vaccine or not, you need a nutritional strategy because a vaccine was created to mimic what your body naturally does.
Mm.
So read in between the lines if you want, but if you choose to take care of your body, you're going to allow your body the opportunity to protect you in the way that it innately knows how to. So these are
Yeah.
the things that I want you to begin to understand. That is wellness as a skill set. You're also going to be able to understand. Remember, I told you, wellness as a skill set doesn't only tell you what to do, it tells you what not to do. So there will
Yeah.
also be some times where you're going to opt out. So let's talk about COVID really quick. So COVID actually is more than one. Coronavirus is actually coronaviruses. It's a group of diseases. It's a group of viruses. So COVID-19 is one strain of those viruses, okay? So all of those viruses, all of the coronaviruses are actually highly attracted to inflammation in the body. Now, I've
Mm.
told you guys this before. Inflammation starts in the gut because that's where most of your immune system is kind of housed, is kind of fed. Let's go with fed. It's fed in your digestive tract. So if we have so many people, God rest their souls, so many people who we've lost to coronaviruses, right? One of the reasons is because of the heightened inflammatory responses in their body that was present before they
Mm.
contracted the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So what I want you to understand, remember, wellness is a skill set. Okay, so that means I need to be prioritizing my digestive health, right? I need to be prioritizing my nutritional intake. I need to be prioritizing my rest and stress levels, which I know is challenging, but
Yeah.
cortisol levels, hormone levels, think deeper than that. So this is where I want you to begin to understand how to take care of your brilliant body, how to nourish your brilliant body, and how to support your body at this time. I've told you before, whether you choose to mask or not, if you don't wear your mask, you become the filter. Okay. So you can filter here or you can allow it to filter through your lungs. If it filters in your lungs and you have inflammation, you're going to get sick. It is what it is. So I need this to be very clear for you all. So I don't think I have any questions. I think we're good. You got any questions or comments?
I was just thinking about the jumping on your body part, right?
Yes.
Meaning the coronaviruses,
Yes.
because I had a conversation with someone this week and they didn't even know that they were explaining about their immune system, right?
Yeah.
Because they were indirectly talking about this person was already sickly.
Yeah.
And then when the coronavirus hit them, 2 days later, they died.
Yeah.
And so it just shows you that, like you said, if your body is already in a position not doing well,
Yes.
it just puts you in a worse position.
It
And
does.
so, like, when you understand that all the vaccine is trying to do is mimic what your immune system wants
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
then you'll become more proactive and aware that I need to put my body in the best possible position on a daily basis, which is whole food nutrition. Yeah.
Absolutely. Whole food nutrition, because that's what our bodies were made to recognize. And
Yeah.
that's it's a bit frustrating for some people because everything is so highly processed right now that we don't even understand what whole food nutrition is. You have no
Yeah.
idea how many people ask me, what does whole food nutrition mean? And that's
Yeah.
actually what we're supposed to be, that's what we're supposed to be eating, period. All the other stuff was supposed to be like the condiments. So I want you guys, that's a good rule of thumb. So I'll share that with you all. I share this with my clients. If it is processed, it should be treated like a condiment. It
Mm.
should be on the side. It should be a little dip here. It should be a little taste here and there. And it shouldn't be the full meal. And that includes all of the stuff that we're going out and buying. So this is why I only eat at certain restaurants. My friends know this. We go to certain places, or if we go somewhere, I'm usually the one that kind of talks to the chef, or I talk to my server and they make me something specific or special, because there are certain things that don't pass through customs to get in this brilliant body. I told y'all that you need to be really, really snooty about what you choose to build your body out of. The supplies that you choose, right? Let's talk about building your dream house, right? So you want the
Yeah.
best this and the best concrete, and I want the best contractor, and I want the best this and that and the other. I want you to do the same thing with your brilliant body. And I don't want you to be in environments or create an environment that's uncomfortable for somebody else. My best friend is on here right now, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. So when you're out with someone and they're insisting on being difficult about what it is that you're eating, or they're making, oh my God, you and the veggies and blah, 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 blah. That's not what this is about. It's about making sure I consume what's best for my brilliant body and you consume what's best for your brilliant body, because we're sharing time and space together. I don't care what you eat, as long as it's the
Yeah.
best, because I want you to be here. I want to spend time with you. I want you to have the opportunity to deliver your gift, because that's the point of being here. It's not about me thinking you're better than me because you eat more veggies, or you eat less veggies, or you eat different
Yeah.
foods. That's not what this is about. So it's not supposed to be an opportunity for us to attack each other or create differences between one another. Yes, there are people who are vegan. Yes, there are people who are vegetarian. Yes, there are people who don't care what they eat, but that is their choice. That is their choice
Yeah.
with their brilliant bodies. First of all, because you don't know what their core values are for their body. Hopefully they are elevated core values, but for some people, you have to accept them where they are. That's the truth
Yeah.
of the matter. A lot of us don't even understand, because wellness is a skill set. I tell you guys that all the time. It's something you have to learn. Wellness is a skill set. So if they haven't gotten to the place to where they understand that wellness is a skill set, and they've committed to that, because you can know and still not be ready to do it, because it does
Yeah.
take discipline. It does take a conscious decision. Now, it doesn't have to be as overwhelming as society makes it out to be, but it is, because I am telling you not to focus on meal plans, which means I'm in direct competition with people who are telling you focus on this meal plan and you can look like this, right? So first of all, there's a disconnect between us and our brilliant body, because we're taught limitedness and
Yeah.
limiting certain things and don't eat certain things. We're taught good and bad foods. It's more of non-beneficial and beneficial nutrients. There are things that are going to taste really good, but are going to do nothing for your body but create inflammation. Now,
Yeah.
How do you know if you want to make one decision or the other? Go back to your why. What are your core values? What do you want to do in this
Yeah.
brilliant body? What do you want to accomplish in this brilliant body? Is it really worth you eating the whole pizza, or can you just have a slice?
Yeah.
Really? And if you're wanting to eat the whole pizza, is there something else that's going on? Are you binge eating? Are you dealing with the eating disorder? Did you see this behavior from someone else in your life? Is this how you handle stress? So those are so many other things that are going
Yeah.
on. I was in a church service a little bit earlier, and it said in the Bible that there are three ways. Let me see if I can find it. There are three things that will take you out of this earth: what you think, what you eat, and I think it's what you, let me find it. Hold on, you guys. Let me pause it real quick. Yes, I found it. Okay, so it was what you think, what you eat, and what you speak. So all of those
Mm.
go together, right? Because if
Yeah.
you sit down and think about what are my core values for this brilliant body, right? You speak them out loud, you write them down, and now you're going to put them on a plate so that you can consume them, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to create alignment in other areas of your life, right? So this is the way that you create. You create through diet. You create a way of life through
Yeah.
your way to life, which is to eat, change your mindset, change what you're consuming. I promise you all, when I was eating crappy food, I won't say I was a crappy person, but I pretty much was. So I was full of poop because I couldn't poop, so full of shit, right? And I was also just seriously not, my hormones weren't balanced, and that's no excuse, but I also just wasn't a very pleasant person. I'm telling you that very
Yeah.
honestly. Very honestly. I wasn't a very pleasant person. I was super frustrated, super stressed, super anxious. I didn't like the way my body looked, even though I was supposedly following all of these: eat 1,200 calories and two of those and six of those and only one of those and only an ounce
Mm.
of this per day. And that was super frustrating for me. And trying to create that same energy in my life was so frustrating, to where I know that I was lashing out at people. And many of them
Yeah.
I've had to go back to and apologize, because I know that I'm a different person now. But it's very, very difficult. And this is when I know that I'm in that type of presence, because I've dealt with many people who I sit very quietly and I get my food and I order my food and I'm eating it and I'm not judging anybody. And a person way at the end of the table will be like, oh, there goes the vegan, trying to antagonize me. And I straight up already know, oh, that's a nutritional issue. Like, what you're dealing with has nothing to do with me. But this is
Yeah.
just highlighting, because all of a sudden you're feeling very convicted, but I didn't say anything to you. So
Yeah.
before, it would have been like, excuse me, want to go back and forth, because like I told y'all, I was not very nice,
Yeah.
because I wasn't even acknowledging the fact that I wasn't putting the best foods in my body, so the best things weren't coming out of me. Not
Yeah.
only was I constipated, but I was also just backed up with other things that are going on: energetic energy, my mental processes, the way that I honored other people, because I didn't even honor myself with the foods that I was choosing for myself. There's a saying that I think I posted up for you all, that eating well is a form of self-respect. It truly
Mm.
is, right?
Yeah.
Because let's think about this. When we get into relationships, we want to make food for our partner, or we want to make food for our friend. Yes, low vibrational foods, you're absolutely right. So yes, those low vibe foods, or even just crappy foods, right? Or foods that aren't real, right? So then we're
Yeah.
not providing ourselves with the opportunity to be real. And I know that it's crude or crass or whatever you guys want to say, but part of my constipation was not being able to process my emotions. So
Mm.
I was full of shit, because my life was full of shit. Like, it seriously is the truth. There were
Yeah.
so many things that were difficult for me to process. I wasn't speaking my truth. I wasn't standing in my truth. I had pain literally in my stomach, as well as my heart and in my mind. Our gut and our brain are connected. My serotonin levels were off, all because I didn't choose the best foods for my body. I didn't,
Mm.
whether I knew it or not. So you guys, I had a wellness understanding, but I hadn't developed a full wellness skill set yet. So
Mm.
yes, I was like, okay, well, there are certain things I don't eat that I know that I shouldn't eat, that I'm just going to leave it alone. But then there were certain things that I was like, well, I'm just going to eat. My stomach's just going to hurt. So I was choosing to create inflammation in my body. I was choosing inflammatory foods, and I was choosing to be inflammatory in my relationships, because again, I was throwing off my hormones. I was reducing my opportunity for serotonin. I was creating inflammation in my body. I was not prioritizing my whole health, wellness, and nutrition. And I was doing the same for other people.
Mm.
So that's it. That's the way it works, you guys. I know that people tend to think, oh my gosh, it's too deep. That's too much. Once you get there, you'll get there. Once you get it, you'll get it. But it's an
Yeah,
opportunity for you to begin to understand that how you choose to nourish your body or not nourish your body is going to come out in your actions and your inactions and in your
yeah.
relationships.
You know what's interesting? If I told you today that I was training for the Olympics and that the way I was eating was going to prepare me for the Olympics, no one will have a problem with it,
Right,
right?
right,
Because that's like a moment in time. You can say, wow, he's preparing for something.
right,
But
right.
if we put that same purpose on our lives and said, hey, I'm here for a bigger purpose. So,
Yes,
which means that if I'm here for a purpose, then I need to eat every day like
yes,
I'm here for a purpose. So it's
yes,
that mindset shift. If I said I'm going to the Olympics, you're like, oh, he's training for something. That's
yes.
fine.
Yeah. I love that. That's beautiful. And you're absolutely right because nobody had a question or an issue when I was ordering horrible foods. Like when I was eating
Yeah.
Jack in the Box in the morning and then McDonald's for lunch, and then nobody had a problem with that. But I remember the actual day where I was like, no, I'm going to cook some food at home. Oh, you going to be vegan now? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You think you better than us? And I was just like, and I wasn't expecting that. I was really just like, I just saved you money because you offered me food and I said I wanted broccoli. Like, why are you mad? What are you so upset about? So I knew
Yeah.
that I was onto something. Yes, yes, you can't. I have a yes, yes, you can't be better to someone than you are to yourself. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much, Dr. L. That's absolutely correct.
Hmm.
Because the way that I was treating myself, I was treating other relationships. And I often, this is awesome because this is my best friend. So I talk about that. When she met me, I was in a relationship with another best friend that I thought was my
Yeah.
best friend. And the fact of the matter is, I was her best friend, but no, yeah, she was my best friend, but I wasn't her best friend. So the
Yeah.
treatment was different. It was incredibly imbalanced. And
Yeah.
because I wasn't necessarily being completely honest in every area of my life, I allowed that energy into that relationship to silence me, to not allow me the food, the life macros that I constantly talk to you guys about. So it's not just on your plate, it starts there. It truly
Yeah.
does. Once you change that mindset and you begin to understand, what do I want to be here for? What do I want to deliver to this earth? Do I feel like I have something to deliver to this earth? You have to go back to your source. You have to go back to your creator. I told you guys it's God for me, but whatever you think it is for you, I promise you they want the absolute best for you. Him, them,
Yeah.
they, she, all of that. They created you with the best of intention to deliver an amazing gift here on earth. And in order to do that, you have to deliver it in a healthy and wealthy body. There's no other way. And these diseases that are 100% preventable are taking us out and not allowing us the opportunity to deliver that gift,
Yeah.
to live in that energy, to live in that abundance, which is another reason why I do not believe in, I do not support these meal plans. Why would God, who created all of these wonderful things that can heal us from everything, all of a sudden say, well, only 1,200 calories of it can be healing? That's absolutely no. When you actually have given us, guys, the size of meat or the size of protein that you're supposed to be getting is supposed to fit in the palm of your hand. All of our
Mm.
palm sizes are different, right? Which
Yeah.
means you have a guide. Your body is your guide. So your body is designed here literally to help you learn how to nourish it, learn wellness as a skill set so that you can deliver your gift. You understand how things work in your body, you'll understand how you can deliver your gift in this world. They go hand in hand. There are so many things that are many pharmaceuticals. I think we talked about this before. I think we did a pharmaceutical talk. Most of the pharmaceuticals that have been created were actually a reincarnation, a mimic, a knockoff, I should say, of things that
Yeah.
are natural. They absolutely are. A lot of the names are even mimicking things that are natural. So let's talk about this. So Valium, right? It's for pain, right? Did you know there's
Hmm.
valerian root and it's also for pain? Isn't that
Oh
amazing?
wow.
Yeah, valerian root and white willow bark is for pain. So, and it doesn't have any side effects. It's not going to cause you any damage to your body. So these are
Mm.
the types of things that I want you to begin to, and you guys can call me out on this. You can do studies on it. There are peer medical researched reviews on this stuff. I'm not just making this stuff up. So I want you guys to begin to look at that. And I also want you to begin to understand, I've told you before, nutrition businesses are different than businesses that are created for nutrition or created out of nutrition. Those are two different energies. I want you to think about that. Some of these companies truly do care. Some of these companies were absolutely created to help you enhance your wellness. But some of these companies were like, oh, what are they making over there? How much money did you make last year? Okay, well, let's make
Yeah.
something. Let's make some CMOS, something or another. Like, let's make something. Put some vitamins together. Just stick them all
Yeah.
in there, right? Because they want to get in on the bandwagon. You guys can't be upset with them. They're businesses. They're doing what they're designed to do, which is make money, which is survive, which is get
Yeah.
you to purchase. It's a consumerism. But your wellness as a skill set is going to help you. Let me read these ingredients. Let me read these labels. Remember I told you last week, nutritional labels, supplement labels, all of those are different. I told you guys. So I talked about your whole food nutrition. Your whole food nutrition is Black Panther, right? So that your supplements, that's the army, right? That's all the ladies with the fighting for you, protecting you and all that good stuff. You don't need them all the time because your body is Black Panther. It already knows how to fight. It already knows how to handle business. But sometimes you need those supplements to support you to get through the war, right? Of what's going on in our environment, what's going on in our immune system. That's like your immune system. So you don't always need, you don't always need the army because you got the skill set inside of you. But sometimes you do need those supplements, the supplemental army, to help you stay focused, to help you get what you need. And your body is always going to let you know. Now, I had a conversation with my friend as well this week where you can get all of the nutrients you need with just your whole foods. However, because of our society being so depleted, our the grounds are depleted, the soil's depleted, we're going through a lot, you all. And because of its overuse, we're not actually getting everything we need from one serving. So a few years ago, I think maybe about 10 years ago, it was 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables would give you an adequate amount of what you need in regards to your whole food nutrition. It's actually 9 to 15 servings now of fruits and vegetables every single day to give you what you need. This is why I tell you guys all the time, whole food nutrition is the most important source for you. You want to focus on your food first, and then you also want to focus on whole food nutrition sources such as the Juice Plus brand and the Juice Plus products, okay? Because that is whole food. Fruits and vegetables blended up. They take out the water, they add some enzymes, they add some probiotics. If you're probiotic sensitive, don't get that kind. They have it without the probiotics, and you get that into your body. That is why I'm constantly telling you that you need to focus on whole food nutrition. That is what your body recognizes. Now, secondary to that would be your supplements. Those would be in regards to what your individual needs are. So if you know that you may have a propensity for low iron, then maybe you want to get some additional iron. Maybe you want to get a different source of iron. Vitamin C, my CMOS brand that I make, you guys. This is a supplement. This is to help you with your cellular rejuvenation. This is to help you draw toxicity out, push toxicity out of your body, and then draw more whole food nutrition in. You have a cell, and there's only so much let's say cellular bandwidth in there. There's only so much that can be taken up. So if it's overloaded with toxicity, there's no way for you to absorb nutritional density in your body. I told you all those toxic cells are usually fat cells, right? So fat cells don't ever go away, y'all. They shrink. Shrinkage is because of the removal of toxicity. This is why I tell you, do not focus on your weight. If you are thick right now, you just have some additional opportunity to reduce some toxicity. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop speaking to yourself disrespectfully. Your body is brilliant. All your body is saying, hey, we have some more toxicity that you have to address here. That's it. It's not about you not being more attractive or beautiful or sexy or handsome. You were fine when you got here. God decided to make you fine. He didn't make no ugly people. He wasn't just like, oh, that one gets the ugly card. Like that didn't happen. That didn't happen, y'all. So please, I want you to begin to revere your body in a much different way. Your body is always communicating with you, even in regards to the subject tonight, which is hypertension. Hypertension is a communication of an inflammatory response, of an inflammatory disorder, as well as a metabolic issue, as well as a hormonal issue. So those are 3 different areas that you can address to heal and reverse what's actually going on in your body. not just focus on, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Like this is going to go straight to, you know, diseases that are going to kill me. That's not what it's intended to do. Yes, maybe it came to you that way. Yes, it was, you know, diagnosed and then you were offered a treatment plan, because that's what doctors are intended to do. Now, if you're interested in healing, restoring, rebuilding, reboosting, rebooting your body, that's where you would get with a functional nutrition practitioner, such as myself, holistic epidemiologist, holistic nutritionist, Brilliant Body Bay. I got you, okay? Or you find a nutritional squad, you find a functional medicine doctor who can do the same things to help you begin to understand, how do I address the root cause? Because the hypertension is not the root cause. The hypertension is the symptom of what's actually going on. So I want you all to begin to think about that. The hypertension is the symptom. What's actually going on is chronic inflammation, chronic bacteria, hypermobility in your intestines. There could be a lot of other things going on. Arterial, inflammation. What else could be? Plaque, overgrowth of plaque. So there could be many different sources, and that's what you're going to want to address, as opposed to just focusing on hypertension, the hypertensive part, because that is the symptom. That's where I constantly want you guys to remember. Don't silence the symptom. You need that symptom to keep telling you the fire's over here. This is where the fire is. But if you just turn the alarm off and walk away, there's still a fire. So this is where I want you to begin to understand your wellness skill set. This is where I want you to continue to tune in every week, and please share so that people can understand turning off the alarm is not addressing what's actually going on. It's not addressing the fire. It's not addressing the root cause of what's actually going on with your brilliant body. All right, so I'm gonna get into my notes. Let me know if you have any questions. Batteries are dying again. All right, let me turn this computer back on, y'all. See if we can get on Facebook now. Y'all got all the good stuff before they did. All right, okay, I think it's gonna work now. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. Please share. I don't see anyone on here. Create a post. There we go. And then I'm just gonna pull up my notes, y'all. We talked on something. I touched on some of it, so I think we'll be good. Shouldn't take too much longer. Still not working. Hold on, y'all. No, still not working. Maybe I could just do it on my personal page instead. And then I'll just post it back up. Yes, that's what I will do. Oh, there we go. Worked very fast. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm getting into my notes right now. Please let me know if you have any questions before I get started. All right. I wrote some more notes too. All right, so we stopped. Let me read. Actually, let's do a quick recap. So we talked about cholesterol is not water soluble. It's fat soluble. Are you still there? I don't see you anymore. Cholesterol is not water soluble. It's fat soluble, which means it cannot be removed from your body. Well, it can't be moved around in your body. So it has to be carried by lipoproteins. Those lipoproteins are actually HDL, which are high density lipoproteins, and LDL, which are low density lipoproteins. Okay. So the difference is that LDL carries cholesterol from your liver to the rest of your body wherever it's needed, because cholesterol is actually beneficial for the body. But in heightened levels and over excess levels, is not beneficial for your body. The HDL actually carries, it goes back and finds everything that's kind of left over, or kind of like the excess, basically the excess cholesterol that's in your bloodstream, or left at different points in your body, brings it back in order to be disposed of by your liver. Okay, so HDL, LDL, both of them are actually beneficial, but we are told that HDL is a bad cholesterol, and we shouldn't be told that because it's really not. It's not a fair assessment of actually what its job is intended to do. So you need both, and you need them both to be functioning optimally. But we're not taught that. Okay. All right. And then we talked about your endothelium is a single cellular layer, and it lines the inside of your blood vessels. So I likened your blood vessels to a pipe. So the inside of the pipe will be your endothelium, okay? And then there could be inflammation there, and then you can grow plaque there based upon whatever inflammatory response is. The LDL can actually get into an inflamed spot because they're highly attracted to inflammation. They can get into an inflamed spot. Then your immune system, which will trigger your immune system will respond to that inflamed spot, cover it over with white blood cells. That white blood cell response creates plaque. That plaque will actually build up in that spot in your artery, in your artery, and it'll actually cause your bloodstream to actually have to push and do more work because now there's a speed bump, right? So you got to push and do more work, which creates the high blood pressure, creates the hypertension. So hypertension is a response to plaque. The plaque is a response to inflammation and your LDL attacking that inflammation or being attached to that inflammation. But the truth of the matter is, let's go under all of that. You have an inflamed endothelium. You have an, inflamed endothelium. So what you really need to address is that inflammation in your body, that inflamed endothelium. So that's the actual cause of hypertension. What we're addressing usually in the medical community is the response, the symptom, when we actually need to be addressing the inflammation. Okay? Please let me know if you have any questions. So we talked a little bit about what causes inflammation: highly refined carbohydrates, highly refined sugars, and highly processed fats. So trans fats and hydrogenated fats are usually the causes. So yes, plant fats are good for your body, but plant fats in their natural form are beneficial and good for your body. However, if they're highly processed, I had some notes, so I'll just put them on here. If it's highly processed in a way that the way that you can know that if it's highly processed would be in those low fat foods where it says low fat or low sugar or low sodium. That means that's an indicator for you that it's been highly processed, and it's been so processed that it's not going to be easily recognized by your body as a whole food. If it's not recognized by your body as a whole food, your body is going to kick it out and it's going to be responded to in an inflammatory way because it's not real, because it's not recognized by your body, because it's considered waste going in. So be very careful when purchasing those types of foods. It'd be better for you to focus on whole foods and focus on real foods that you actually do understand. So there's no need for you to avoid, I don't know, it's a high fat food, avocados. I remember a couple of years ago, I had so many people coming up to me saying, oh, you can't eat those are super fatty. Like, it's an avocado. Like, they're really, really good for your body. They're highly beneficial for your body. It's an actual excellent source of fat, just like sweet potatoes are. So please begin to do your research. If you're not aware of how to do that research, again, watch some of my videos. I can help you to better understand that. All right. We talked a little bit of how to understand or anticipate your disease risk. So gut microbiome, how your gut is interacting throughout your life. For me, that was a very clear indicator. And then also your oral microbiome. So again, I want you guys to understand that I'm going to use me as an example. So I dealt with so many digestive issues as a kid. As I got older, it started to become dental issues for me. So my teeth were super sensitive. They cracked very easily. I still have dental issues that I have to address and heal and restore and all of that good stuff. But it was most likely originated because I started off with gut issues that weren't taken care of. Because my family, myself, I had to develop my wellness skill set, but they didn't have a wellness skill set because what I was experiencing was so different from all of my other relatives. They're just like, she's just constipated. I don't know what the deal is. But I wasn't getting enough nutritional density to grow strong enough teeth to help me sustain my lifestyle. Now, y'all, I'm vegan. I need my teeth to work. So it was something that over time, I had to begin to understand, how is this connected? How does this work? But there was so much hyperpermeability in my intestines because of all of the years of damage that I know for sure as I got older, when I started having dental issues and I started learning more in my classes, I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I have dental issues? Oh my goodness, this makes total sense. So I want you to begin to understand that. Oral issues usually stem from gut issues. And if they're unaddressed, they can turn into cardiovascular disease. So it's not just teeth, it's not just a separate thing. I want you guys to begin to understand that you can create other chronic diseases in your body if you don't just address your gut microbiome and your oral microbiome. So the same way you can get leaky gut and it can create issues, permanent issues or long-term issues in your body. You can also have leaky mouth. I know that sounds gross, but leaky mouth to where your teeth are not functioning appropriately, or you're creating an additional amount of bacteria based upon your teeth strength or teeth, your teeth health not being up to par or being affected by your gut microbiome. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions, y'all. Just drop them on in there for me. All right. Okay, so increased intestinal permeability. This is where we're starting off some new stuff, okay? Which can create endotoxemia, which means there's going to be that. Remember, I said that there's bacteria that actually gets into your bloodstream and can float around freely in your bloodstream. So that's exactly what's happening. It's called endotoxemia. Endotoxemia means that there's actual bacteria that's floating around in your bloodstream and affecting other areas of your body. So that's when you start to get those aches and pains in your joints. This can be diagnosed as RA, rheumatoid arthritis. It can be diagnosed as fibromyalgia. It's often diagnosed as those types of things where they can't quite explain what's going on. It can be diagnosed as Crohn's disease. It can be diagnosed as ulcerative colitis. So all of those can be a response of endotoxemia, okay? All right, so so CoQ10, let's talk a little bit about that. So it's actually an antioxidant that our bodies create naturally. Now, I know that most of us have heard I'm calling it the short name, sorry, y'all, I forgot. Y'all got to stop me if I start doing that. So coenzyme Q10 is what it's called. So CoQ10 is actually, for short, CoQ10 is actually an antioxidant that we create on our own. So again, we talked about this a really long time ago. I know I got to keep you guys on the words, right? So an antioxidant means it's an anti-oxidative, right? Oxidation happens when things hit oxygen, it starts to break it down. So coenzyme Q10 is an anti-oxidative enzyme that our bodies naturally create. So it allows our bodies the opportunity to protect our cells, to protect them from free radical, protect them from damage, just being out and about. We talked about that a little bit before. So you can take coenzyme Q10, but it's better for you to produce them yourselves. So again, this would be that, the army that would protect you, or you can focus on making sure that you're getting enough of what you need, whole food nutrition, right? Get your essential oils, put them in your water, make sure your supplements are actually helping you, and then choosing certain supplements that are actually based upon your individual need. This is why I constantly tell you your body is brilliant. It'll tell you what you need. So if you just focus on whole food nutrition and you still see things that are popping up, your body's letting you know, okay, a little bit more of that, a little less of that, 2 of those, you kind of begin to understand, okay, I need some more support in this area. I need some more support in this area. I'm still dealing with constipation. Okay, I need a little bit more support in this area. Or I need to increase my peristalsis. We talked about peristalsis. That's the movement that allows the food to pass through your body. Now, again, I told you all, you need to be pooping 3 or more times a day with full meals. If you're not eating enough to poop, we already know what the issue is. You're not getting enough nutrition, right? So that's where I don't want you to begin to think, oh my gosh, I'm not pooping enough, but you only ate 1 meal. So of course you're not pooping enough. So what we first need to focus on is making sure you're getting enough food throughout the day. We also need to focus on high quality foods throughout the day. Then we need to focus on making sure you get enough water, okay? So don't automatically think like, oh my gosh, something's wrong here. So really think cognitively. Again, start with identifying what your core values are for your brilliant body. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do with this body? Are you here to deliver your purpose? Do you want to live to see your great, 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 great grandkids? You know, do you have an age number that you want to live to? Because that's going to help you to understand and trace and map back. What exactly do I need to do to support this body? Okay. All right. So medications only address symptoms and root causes. So root causes are usually inflammation, insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, and toxicity and toxins, right? So even doctors, unfortunately, don't talk about detoxifying your body. Yes, it is true. Our bodies detoxify every single day, every single night. But you have to support your body in its pursuit to detoxify you every single day. You have to. There's no other option. Otherwise, you're going to head straight down the path of endotoxemia, because it starts with a little bit of something and then it just goes off the rails. Absolutely. Especially with the way that our society is. We're in an industrialized society. I give you guys this example all the time. I know that the shirt is made of cotton, but I have no idea what kind of chemicals it was made under. These walls, right? This paint, all of these electronics that are on, this light that is shining on me that's going through my pores, right? We are just big plants. We are, you guys. We absorb what's going on in our environment. So if we are not allowing our body the opportunity to help it to detoxify, then we're consuming and keeping all of that toxicity in our body. It deteriorates our organs. It creates intestinal permeability. It's going to create some issues with our serotonin. Then we're depressed. Then we have all these other types of issues. So please understand that. So think of yourself as that. You're a big old plant. So what kind of roots are you feeding, right? What kind of sun are you getting, or what else are you consuming? If you think about it that way, all these, I know our skin just looks silky and smooth and delicious, but there's billions of pores. So you're absorbing everything. That water when you get in the shower, that lotion or oil that you put on, if those are not every single layer beneficial for your body, focused on it, making sure that your body is the best that it can be, all of that is getting straight into your bloodstream and it may not be benefiting you. Okay. So think about that. We think more cognitively about the water we water our plants with. Is that good water? Right. You need to treat yourself the same way. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So high cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, all of those are complications. I want you to hear me. All of those are complications of a poor diet, lack of conscious self-care, lack of exercise, excessive stress, or stress that's not counterbalanced. Because listen, we're all going to be dealing with stress. Stress for each of us is different. So a counterbalanced stress, nutritional deficiencies, I talked to you guys about that, which create nutritional diseases, and environmental toxins. We just kind of talked about that. Even in our cars, right? So did you know that new cars have the most or one of the highest amounts of toxicity? So yes, right? We finally get there. We get this beautiful Rolls Royce sitting in that car with that new car smell. That's all them toxins. So you really need to begin to just think more cognitively. Maybe you want to buy, a car and let it air out. Maybe you want to get a little air filter in your car. So just consciously thinking that we're in a modern society, and as amazing as we are being human, a lot of the things that we choose to create and make for ourselves can be very, very toxic. Oh, yes, I know that face, right? So everything, because of us being an industrialized society, can be very, very toxic. So leaving those doors open a little bit, sometimes leaving the windows down a little bit, just a little crack, because we don't want no critters in there. I live up on a hill and got little critters. So one of them stole my avocado this week. I'm still mad about that, y'all. So be very, very careful about that. But begin to think about that. Open the windows a couple times a day. I know some of us don't like little animals flying in, but put some peppermint oil in different areas of the house. They don't like that stuff. They'll go back outside. But you need to make sure you're getting as much fresh air as you can. Like I've told you guys before, putting plants in your spaces to help with that filtration. You are the master plant, but let all the other plants be little supplement plants. Let them be your army to assist you in keeping you healthy and wealthy. Okay. All right. And then 90% of all heart disease can be prevented by focusing on these habits. So maintaining a healthy weight. Now, I don't necessarily call it a healthy weight, maintaining a healthy fat content to your body. So remember, I told you guys, the higher your amount of fat, the higher the opportunity for you to absorb toxicity. So keeping your body fat low, let's focus on that, because some of us, and especially as people of color, we have a lot more muscle mass. We can be very, very heavy and still very, very tiny. So I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed with feeling like you need to fit into a certain weight category. So focus on your fat, okay? So lower fat, make sure your fat is low, because if your fat is low, the opportunity for toxicity is going to be much lower. The toxicity is what creates inflammation in your body, and that's what we're focusing on controlling. So I don't want you to focus on controlling your weight. Now, a response to that will be a weight that's natural for your brilliant body. But I don't want you to pursue a weight. I want you to pursue health and wellness through making sure that you have a healthy amount of fat on your body, not an excessive amount of fat on your body. Okay. And then exercise, exercise, making sure you exercise, but let's not call it exercise, movement in a way that makes you feel good. You all, it doesn't have to be at the gym. We all know that now. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be something you hate. Movement in a way that makes you feel good. Do some trap yoga, do some, I don't know, jog, do some workout, exercise, play with the kids, wrestle, all that good stuff. Things that make you feel good, because you're going to be able to do it longer. First of all, because you're enjoying it. So you're not going to keep looking like, oh my God, has it been 30 minutes yet? Oh my God, has it been an hour yet? Oh my gosh, how come I haven't burned enough calories? Because you're frustrated the whole time. You don't really want to do it. Yes, dancing. Dancing is always awesome. That's one of my favorite things. And then not smoking. I don't understand why people still smoke, especially, I'm not trying to be offensive, y'all. It's outside of you truly are addicted. But especially with what's going on in our society right now, we are literally dealing with a respiratory virus that's killing people. You do not need to create additional inflammation in your lungs to be like, hey, over here, COVID, right here, it's me. Like, come on, think more cognitively about that. Remember, I want you to begin to revere your body. If you are suffering with an addiction to cigarettes or smoking or whatever it is that you do, sit some time down, identify those core values, figure out, okay, am I truly addicted, or is this something I just want to do? Or is this a stress reliever for me? And let's try to redirect that. Really understand what your core values are and try to redirect that behavior in particular, because it will kill you, into something that's more respectful for your body, more supportive of what your brilliant body is intended to help you do, which is deliver your purpose, okay? And then focusing on a plant-dense diet. I am not going to tell you guys to go vegan. I've told you that before. I don't care if you go vegan or not. That's not the point. Besides, I don't want to compete with food because I love my veggies. So I don't need you in my food too. So, but I do want you here on this planet. I do want to experience whatever your brilliant gift is to deliver here, because I'm a part of that. And I want to experience and support you and be there and all that good stuff. So I want you to focus on plant density, not only plants, not veganism, not a certain diet, not keto, not keto. Like, I really want you to focus on whole foods that are nutritionally dense, that benefit your body, that support your body, that allow you the opportunity to deliver your brilliant gift, that make you feel good, that you can see in your skin, that you can see in your eyebrows and your eyelashes and the way you talk and, you know, your beautiful smile, all of those things, your hair growth. So all of those, your poop, right? We talked about that. Poop is a diagnostic tool. Are you need to be a good pooper. I expect you to be a super pooper, because that means that you're getting enough nutrients in your body to where you are putting out all of that waste, and it's high quality waste, like it's compostable. That's how I want you guys to be focused on. So the same way we have all of our cows and we get our manure and it makes all these wonderful vegetables, I need you to produce some high quality poop, which means you need to get us some high quality nutrition in order to do that, okay? All right, so I think that was it. So I think I didn't have any more. Heart disease is a leading. Yeah, I talked about that. I think I did, but I'll tell you guys again. So heart disease, hypertension, all of these, the leading causes of diseases are usually 100%, 90 to 100% preventable. Now, I talked about that 1% who actually does have a genetic variant. It's a genetic variant that will actually cause you to have some type of, that can have you create a propensity for you to have metabolic disorders, but it is a 1% or less than 1% variant. So when y'all be telling me it runs in your family, nope, That can't be everybody.
Yeah.
So no, it's a less than 1%, and your doctor has to tell you. And then that's when there would need to be some other type of treatment. But even then, whole food nutrition will still support your brilliant body and help you to manage that 1%, less than 1% actually. Okay. So, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the COVID risk factors, because I tell you guys every single week. And then there's actually a couple statistics I'll share with you. So having a high fat content on your body, generally unhealthy lifestyle. So we talked a little bit about that. Identifying your core values will help you decide if you want to be healthy or not. Because the truth of the matter is you can watch me every week and still choose like, I don't want to do that. And that's okay. That is your choice. But identifying your core values will help you to understand what you want to do and how health and wellness will work for you. Okay. So it may not be as intense as mine or as intense as you think mine is. And it may not be like Pope's. But the truth of the matter is if you identify your core values, maybe you only want to live to 80. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. But you still need to do certain things to get there. It is what it is. Okay. All right. So that's for next week. Right. So we talked about that. Oh, insulin resistance. That's what I was going to talk about. So insulin resistance leads to almost all age-related diseases and diagnosis and disorders. This includes cancer, diabetes, heart disease, dementia, and hormonal imbalances. Okay. And then I think sarcopenia. Yeah, sarcopenia is similar to multiple sclerosis, where you actually have a muscle degenerative disorder, which we all know. I kind of talked about, maybe we don't all know, but I talked about in my nutritional diseases special. So go back and watch that if you're interested. And what our average sugar intake is, this is scary, y'all. So each person, every year, we average about 152 pounds of sugar to 133 pounds of sugar every single year. And that's 60% of our daily calories. So these are the types of things I want you to begin to think about. And this is processed sugar, not unprocessed sugar. So unprocessed sugars would be from your fruits, your veggies, all of that good stuff. But this is actual processed sugar. So this is a direct link to why we're dying from these 100% preventable diseases. So this is where I want you to turn that label over and read. Figure out what's going on. Decide what you're putting in your body. If you still choose to do it, I understand. But I need you to look at these statistics and then look at what you're actually doing on a daily basis and choose not to be one. Okay? Only 12%. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Only 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy. Can you believe that? So I constantly get people like, I'm fine, I'm good. The absence of disease does not mean you're fine. It means you're good. Because if you're not identifying your core values and nourishing yourself with whole food nutrition, there could be some underlying things that are going on, which is why I love being here to help you guys and help you tune in and fine tune what's working for you and what doesn't work for you. So please hit me up if you have any questions. And then 20 to 40% of people who are in a healthy weight, a normal and healthy weight, are still at an increased risk for metabolic disorders. So I don't want you all, this is why I'm telling y'all, don't be focusing on these Instagram people, because 20 to 40% of even those pictures in those pictures are still at high risk for metabolic disorders. I will tell you my personal story. When I was a personal trainer full-time, I worked with one of our trainers, and she was one of the most successful trainers there, and she had diabetes. And she was in no way trying to heal it. Like, she was just kind of living with it. And I remember asking her very specifically, what do you do when you get someone that comes to you and, just bluntly ask you, hey, I don't want to get this. And she's like, oh, it just runs in my family. That let me know that she did not have a cognitive understanding of how disease is created. And maybe she didn't have to, because she was a personal trainer. But for me, I wanted to help people undo disease. I wanted to help people avoid diseases. And to me, it seemed fraudulent for me to be advising people about how to avoid diseases or heal certain diseases in their body if I was actually still struggling with it and I was just keeping that to myself. It wasn't something she would share. So that was super frustrating to me. So please be very, very careful. I'm very open with you all. I will continue to be very open with you all. I told you before, my integrity is in a way that I do not want to advise you to do something that would damage your body. I respect your brilliant body too much. And I'm also going to give you my true and honest opinion, even in the things that I choose, even with Juice Plus, I told you I curbed them for a very long time, and I needed to try them out for myself to even decide if it was something that I wanted to share. All right. So I think that is it. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can type them now. I hope you enjoyed. Please share and let me know if there was anything that was particularly poignant for you. And then you go ahead and take it away, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Another great session about skill set and just changing your relationship with food
Yes.
and letting it impact your higher purpose, right? Because
Absolutely.
if you want to live to 100, then there's certain things you have to do on a daily basis to set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
So, peace, love, and blessings to everybody under the sound of our voice. And we'll be back. We'll actually be on Clubhouse on Wednesday. So
yes. Please tune in on
Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time, the Cali time.
Yes.
And then we'll see you then. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Be brilliant because you are. Let me know if you have any questions. Please share this information with someone that you think it would be helpful to. And thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon. These can never save. They're being haters. All right. Stop.